What is up, everybody? Welcome to the PremiumBOT Cup number 1, 2v2. There we go. I got a little bit worried there with the black screen, but the game loaded in. I'm excited. Just working out some things. How's everybody doing? I am doing great. We just recently moved to Minnesota, and we love it up here, man. We loaded all our stuff in a U-Haul and the cat's in the car, and drove 23 hours through America. And yeah, it was a good time. So other than that, you know, I've been busy kind of checking out the area, unpacking and stuff. Got most of my stuff set up. Been gaming a little bit. I played a couple rounds of Tooth and Tail this morning. Actually had a lot of fun doing that. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. And yeah, I'm starting to meet some people in the Twin Cities. I joined some, like, forums for musicians and stuff. I jammed with some guys last night. I'm going to be jamming with some other dudes after work today, so that's a fun way to kind of meet some people. And let's see here, just kind of waiting on things to get going. Tomorrow, by the way, we are doing the last episode of the 2021 Duels Summer Series. And that'll be good. That's going to be at the same time that we're live right now. And I am on just a little bit of a delay here, by the way. I'm kind of looking at the screen there on the stream. There it goes. Okay, just making sure I'm not crazy. All right, so while we're waiting here, I think so. This is the first time that we've done this sort of thing, and a little bit of, you know, kind of getting it all together. We got a Pocketwatch Cup. I can kind of show y'all the brackets here while we're waiting. If I do this, that should work. There we go. Okay, so the invitation pending. I think that's a bracket thing or a challenge thing. I'm not 100% sure, but this is PremiumBOT Mishi. This guy, Jed Erickson, who is, I don't know. That's actually, I actually wanted to, so it'd be Trumpet Epicosity, Jet, this guy. So yeah, so hopefully all those players are available. I think it's pretty common with tournaments and stuff, you know, it kind of get, you know, see who signs up versus who actually shows up. But I'm excited. I really like this. Big shout out to Heartseed for in PremiumBOT for kind of putting this together. It's a cool idea. Can I actually just like click on that? No. So all right. So let's go through the teams. So the this one is supposed to be Heartseed's team. Not super sure who was gonna play with them. I think it was supposed to be Marmu, but there's some issues there. Yeah, PremiumBOT Mishi. I'm not sure if Mishi is actually here. Then we got this guy, Jed Erickson, versus Epicosity Trumpet. That's actually going to be really fun. And I'm hoping to get those guys on the stream so we can cast them live. That'd be really cool. We got Meat in Action. Get it? Like MIA. Okay, Cyanide Trick, old school player, and Batman. And we got Wintus with Cactus and Winterload. That's pretty sweet. Floopy McCloopy. Awesome team name, Kerpa and James, classic. That's going to be the team to check out. And then finally Fleur de Ball with Fleur de Lis and Leon. So yeah, some really cool teams here. Hopefully people are able to make it. Again, we're just kind of hanging out, waiting for things to come together. No big deal. This is kind of as it goes sometimes. So yeah, hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm not a Florida man anymore. No. I am now a Minnesotan. I'm starting to get used to the accents. I don't want to, like, I don't want to be rude and make fun of people, but man, the accents are just so funny to me. Like, in a good way. Like, I'm laughing with them, not at them, you know? Like, you just hear people like, oh, you betcha! I just can't take it. Oh, give her a go, eh, bud? It's like, I'd never heard you betcha in my life. Oh, we got Jed Erickson here. Nice. Oh, I could go ahead and update my my scoreboard while we're waiting. So we're going to have Schoolyard Bullies versus IDK. And these are going to be some good teams, actually. Like, this could very well be the finals match. So really crazy to see. This is one of those situations in the tournament where you get some really big heavy hitters right there in round 1. But it's going to be a pretty quick tournament. I liked it a lot. I was kind of talking to Heartseed about it, you know, what's the best way to do this. But it's pretty straightforward, you know. We're just going to do a round 1 into a semifinals, into the finals. And I will cast just one match from round 1. And then I'll cast both matches from the semifinals, and then I'll cast the finals, which will be best of 5. So yeah, just a standard single elimination tournament. Yeah, we need Mishi. The crowd is hyped for Mishi. If y'all aren't familiar with Mishi, he was one of the old school greats back in the like 2018 era. Easily one of the top players of the game for sure. For a while, he was the top player. You know, I'm not sure nowadays. I'd probably put my money on Tiki Gray. You know, the gentleman's always still really strong. Of course, Meek and Melvin, you know. So, yeah, so somewhere around there is, I would say, would probably be the top nowadays. I'm actually really excited for Kerpa James. I think that'd be really cool. So, we've got one team ready to roll. Just waiting on Epicasi and Trumpets to get moving here. Hopefully they, hopefully they're ready to play today. You know, sometimes you sign up for these things and then the day rolls around, you forget you had something else to do or something like that. So we shall see. We will wait for a little while, and I will continue ranting on. So, what else has been going on in the scene lately? Of course, Tander Draco. Big streamer. I think his 2v2 tournament is wrapping up or just wrapped up. I've been a little bit out of the loop. I haven't been able to pay attention to anything because my move lately. So let me see here. Okay, they did the lower division Gold 2 match pretty recently. So you got Meek Slayer versus Hardaru in the upper division. Just 3 more playoff matches before the long-awaited finals. Okay, so I don't think the finals have happened yet. I'm trying to look at their Discord. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to schedule the finals very soon. So definitely check out Tander Draco, very active Tooth and Tail streamer at the moment. I'm sure I'm kind of preaching to the choir. Everybody here probably already watches Tander Draco. But just in case you do not, and yeah, just hopefully we'll get Epicasi. Okay, I see Epicasi's playing Tooth and Tail. Let me shoot him a little message there, a passive aggressive. Here's the password. So. It's actually funny. I got a little bit of a Florida man story while we wait. So, my best friend Chris, came up with me, you know, because we hadn't had a lot of time to kind of hang out when I was getting ready to move. I got up here July 20th, so almost 2 weeks ago. And so he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll ride up in the U-Haul with you, and it'll just be fun, you know, road trip across the country." And my wife Casey drove my Forester with the cats in it. They were actually surprisingly cool. You know, they were nervous a little bit at first, but they got over it. So, you know, we drove 9 hours to Nashville. Tennessee was actually really cool to drive through. Very rocky, mountainous terrain, so just a lot to look at. And then we stayed the night in Nashville, and then we drove to Iowa City, stayed the night there. And then, okay, we got Epicasi. Hey, I wonder if I can finish the Florida man story. But anyways, we get to Iowa City. And we're downtown. We stay downtown so we can just walk around, you know, and we have a few drinks, maybe a couple too many drinks, right? And we're hungover in the morning, and we get up bright and early, start driving, you know, 6:30, 7 a.m. And we go to the gas station, and Chris has his like Jacksonville Jaguars hat on and his Florida ID, and he's hungover too. So he goes to the store, buys a beer at like 7 a.m. on like a Monday. Gives it to the guy. The poor Iowa guy is just looking at him like he's crazy. Like, "Is that it, man?" He's like, "Yeah." Cracks it open, chugs it, kicks the door open. I was like, "Yep, that guy's seen a Florida man now. Chugging a beer at the gas station at 7 in the morning on a Monday." Yeah, Tander's great. Oh yeah, the aliens hacked Marmu. Oh, Marmeed. Okay, okay. Let me see here. What are my messages? Yeah, we hope things are okay for Marmu, man. We haven't heard from him lately, but hopefully the alien invasion isn't too bad. We got Epicosity here, so I can assume Epicosity is going to get Trumpet good to go. Let's see, where's Trumpet? Should I message Trumpet? Trumpet! Trumpet, we need you. Okay, sent Trumpets a good old message there. Alright. Alright, we're just waiting on Trumpet. And we get this thing going. I'm excited. You know, 2v2 events are always a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of players in the scene that really enjoy playing 2v2, and there's not a lot of, like, unfortunately, you know, there's not, like, a matchmaking for 2v2 or anything. And I mean, the people who are into it, you can still pretty easily hop on Discord, you know, and be like, hey, who wants to get some 2v2 games going? But the 2v2 tournaments have always been a lot of fun. Once this kicks off a little more, I mean, some players will come out of the woodwork, you know, for 2v2. I always think of, like, Chip from Space and Arbuzz, two of the classic players. Arbuzz was really, really good in, like, the alpha days, and then after launch, and then Chip from Space was probably, like, the first big non-alpha player. Him and DJ Soak, yeah, I think those were the two off the bat that were kind of like the launch good players. But anyways, like, Chip and Arbuzz don't really play a whole lot anymore. But if they hear a 2v2 tournament's going on, they'll hop in for it. So yeah, just waiting on Trumpet here, and we'll get this thing going. Thanks everybody for your patience. And we should be getting started here shortly. So how's everybody else doing? I am on a delay, so it's a little bit hard to interact with the chats, but what else has been new going on? Minnesota's great. You know, I was a little bit worried because I didn't really fly up here and check it out. I just kind of put all my stuff in a U-Haul and drove 23 hours across the country. But I lucked out. This area is really beautiful. I'm excited. There's a lot of nature stuff all around, lots of bike trails and hiking and all that. So yeah, my company's great. We're back in the office. And other than that, I'm just living my life. I mostly got my music stuff set back up. Yeah, I met some guys last night, had some good jams. That was exciting. I play drums, so that's a good way to kind of meet people in the new city. Kind of say hi and figure out, you know, what's going on, where the good bars are, and that kind of stuff. Where is the Trumpet? This is going to be a really good match, too. Hopefully Trumpet shows up. This Trumpet Epicosity versus this guy, Jet Erickson. I mean, all these players have a pretty interesting stories. I mean, Jet Erickson's always been, like, a top player. He's kind of, I've always kind of thought of Jet as like a top 4, you know, like a round of 4, round of 8 kind of guy. I'm not sure if he's got a championship belt under his waist, I guess. I don't know. But he's a phenomenal caster. I love doing stuff with Jet. He used to stream a lot more back in the day, but it's always fun to get Jet on here. To co-cast with me. I gotta start reaching out to him a little more often. Get him in. Maybe I can twist his arm to cast with me tomorrow. You know, for the 2021 Duels Summer Finale. That'd be a lot of fun. And this guy's always been a top player. I think this guy has won some events. Jet's also organized a lot of events. I think he did like a random 2v2 tournament once, which was pretty interesting. He also did some custom map tournaments. This guy's always been a pumper in the scene, you know, always a very strong player. I think he's definitely won some events. He's had his spots where he was the best player. The classic this guy push was, I mean, he's got basically a build order named after him, you know, with the skunk timing push, with the skunks and the pigeons hitting out on like one base. Epicasi's interesting because Epicasi's always kind of been around and always been a pretty good player, like kind of like on my level, you know, like a B plus or an A player, but not really like a top player. But lately, I mean, Epicasi's been really strong. I feel like in the past few months, what I've seen out of Epicasi has been very, very good, at least in 2021 in general. And then Trumpets, the missing player, is actually really strong. He brought his clan over, FXB, and we did a little clan wars actually that Kipo organized. I think that was kind of inspired by his clan there, and really good StarCraft 2 player. And then came over to Tooth and Tail and got really, really good, really, really fast. So he's kind of, you can't really call him a new player anymore, but for a long time, Trumpet was like that new player where you're like, how the hell is this guy already this good? Okay, Trumpets. We need a, I wish I had a Trumpet sound effect. So we are just hanging on, everybody. And this will be on YouTube, by the way. I'll cut out this part. You know, sometimes getting everybody into position for the first round can be difficult, but after that thing should be running smoothly because it's like, you know, the people that didn't show up, well, obviously they're not here. So the next few matches, everybody's actually here, and we can get going a little bit faster. I'm just gonna give Epicasi a bot, and then we'll go. No. Yeah, what else is going on in the scene at the moment? Let me see. So yeah, we've got the Tooth and Tail Duel Championship. It looks like that is wrapping up here soon. That's been going on for quite a while, and that's mainly Tander Draco, Lupus, a couple other guys like really organizing that. Really cool event. Definitely check out Tander Draco's stream. He also does Tooth and Tail Talks, which is like a little bit of a podcast where he'll have guests on and just kind of hang out and talk about the game and different units and strategies, which is really cool to see. Of course, the Gentleman's always got events going on. We got the 2021 Duels summer finale coming up tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be very long until the next season starts. I'll have to check with him. I don't want to be saying anything wrong. Yeah, there's the Fall Open. Okay, so that's going to be in September. So it's going to be kind of like taking a month off, you know, giving everybody a week or two to sign up. And yeah, that'll be great. And I think there was something else going on too. Let me check. Let me check here. We did just have a new patch. We can talk about the new patch a little bit, I suppose. Oh yeah, and Kipo's doing King of the Hills. That's right. A new event going on. Let me see. Maybe I chose the wrong game to stream here. We'll cut all this out in post. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so what do we got going on with the new patch here while we wait? Get some Tooth and Tail news. Okay, we might have a change. Heartseed's thinking about changing things up a little bit. We might be going against Kerpa James first. So actually, yeah, I guess Trumpet's not showing up. We've given him enough time. So we might have, oh, Band of the Hawk. Awesome name. Sick reference. Love me some Berserk. Floopy McCloopy, maybe in round number 1 here, getting a a last-minute change. Floopy. McCloopy? Is that how you spell it? It's gotta be pretty close, right? Oh wait, it's got a MY. Floopy, MyCloopy. Sorry, just doing a little bit of back alley stuff here. Trying to get things sorted out so we can put a show on for everybody. Apologize for the delay. Sometimes this happens. PremiumBOT's talking about subbing for... We're trying to figure out what's going on here. So just give us a little bit more time. Apologize for the delay. Is Kerpa and James already in a match though? Hang on. Sorry everybody, I know this is not entertaining, but just trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, if Kerpa and James are already in a match, then I think the smartest thing to do is have Premium play with Epicosity. Yeah, because I think Floor is good. Alright, who just came in? Alright, we got Epicosity back. Alright. Let me message Premium. Oh wait, Heartsy just messaged me. Okay, PremiumBOT, we're gonna get you. Okay, so I think what we're doing is disqualifying Premish, and then we're gonna have PremiumBOT play on IDK. That way we can get some stuff going. I wonder if I should just like redo an intro. That might actually not be a bad idea for clipping. Okay. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Check this out. Check this out. We're gonna pretend like none of this happened. Hang on, watch this. What is up, everybody? Welcome to PremiumBOT Cup number 1. We got a 2v2 tournament going on here. In match number 1, we got Schoolyard Bullies, Jed Erickson, and this guy versus IDK, which is Epicosity and PremiumBOT. We're going to stream a match from round 1. We're going to do both semifinals. We're going to do both finals. This is a new monthly event that Heartseed has put together, I believe, with PremiumBOT and Massive Stealth. So, really fun. Just a regular, you know, single limb, standard 2v2 tournaments. Anybody can hop on and join. I think there's also tools, you know, to help you kind of find a partner. So yeah, I think we're ready to get this match going here. Premium just needs to change names on Steam. No, man, we're good. We're good, Premium. Let's do this. Okay, so once PremiumBOT locks in, we are going to get things rolling. Had a little bit of a hiccup getting things going, but no issue. Sometimes that happens, but we are here now. I clipped the video, so nobody on YouTube will ever know, besides the fact that I'm talking about it right now. And yeah, this is going to be really fun. Good to see everybody. I'm happy to be here. I just got up to Minnesota a couple of weeks ago. moved from Florida, so everything is good here. And alrighty, we are underway. This is going to be a best of 3. And let's see what the players pick. Let's see if they're all here, because we did have a little bit of AFK time. Alright, Premium and Epicasi are thinking. Alright, Jet, dude, Schoolyard Bullies, man, they're ready to bully right now. Let's see what they're pulling out. No Owls, actually, on their team. Now, I'm not the biggest 2v2 guy, but I would expect stuff like Owls and defense to be really strong. But maybe, oh, that's expecting the unexpected. Oh, man, Team IDK hitting that random button a couple times, trying to figure out what they want. Epicasi does have the artillery. Okay, Premium going lots of defense. Yeah, Owl, I like that. Yeah. Cool, this is going to be fun. Let's get her going. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 of round number 1 here. Oh man, no lag. Come on. Come on, one time. One time. Just one time. Okay, we're good. In the bottom, we have Team IDK with Epicasi and PremiumBOT. And up top, we've got Jet Erickson and this guy representing Schoolyard Bullies. Schoolyard Bullies is the kind of the calling card of Jet Erickson. He's always like hashtag Schoolyard Bullies. That's his little fighting club. Oh man, why am I blanking on? It's like Cobra Kai, kind of. It's like the Cobra Kai of Tooth and Tail, right? Where Jet Erickson will teach new players like just how to be mean. Thus the Schoolyard Bullies. But PremiumBOT's probably the most experienced 2v2 player. Oh, does this actually work? Wait a second. Is PremiumBOT like waiting to find out too? Oh my gosh! Dude. No, wait, you gotta get the right RNG though. The pig's gotta move south. Aw. Oh man. Yeah, PremiumBOT's like, okay, it regenerated too much. That is hilarious though. I can't believe I've never seen that before. Alright, we look like we're kind of going up to some macro. No crazy 4 or 5 farm doubles or anything like that. But not straight 8 farm either. You know, a couple of Warrens before then. PremiumBOT still kind of building a little bit of wire. So Premium's kind of nice and tucked down here in the 6 o'clock position. It's going to be very hard to ever get into that base. So now Team IDK can really kind of focus on defending over here in Epicasi's spot, where this is where they're going to kind of want to branch out anyways, because a lot of the gristmills are right here. And since Premium does have the turrets, does have the wire, can maybe try to split the map pretty aggressively. Meanwhile, on Jet and this guy's side, nothing really crazy or like 2v2 defining in the deck comps, in my opinion. It is interesting that Jet is going for this like Ferret Fox style. I like the mines a lot with that. This is a very old school kind of build, right? That Jet Erickson's going for. I mean, I used to play that in like 2017, 2018, and except for instead of mines, I would have like turrets. But I do like the mines because the idea is you try to bait the enemy units into chasing your ferrets and your fox into the minefield. Let's see, Epicasi's moving out for a little bacon. See what he can get done here. Gonna come in and scouts. Meanwhile, in the south of the map, PremiumBOT again just trying to set things up. Decides actually not to commit. Oh, I think they realize that they're moving out. This is a lot of squirrels coming across the map for the Schoolyard Bullies at the moment here. But all this barbed wire. Now, the barbed wire did get a little bit nerfed recently in the last patch. But it's still probably pretty viable, especially in a 2v2 scenario. I like this minefield down here. Oh, they found it. Okay. PremiumBOT's been clearing this out. I didn't quite have the camera on her to see how much value Jet got out of those mines, but honestly, probably not a lot if I had to guess, because he built so many there, and it seemed like Premium kind of figured out what was going on. Actually, having squirrels in this position against the wire and the lizards might be pretty good, because the wire is going to slow down your own units as well, so IDK's units will get slowed down by that wire. That lets the squirrels get in a couple extra pop shots. But so far, Team IDK really macroing up here, starting to take over their side of the map, and this guy Jet are definitely following suit. So we might have a good macro game on our hands. Epicasi already going for that boar. I think that's the perfect call. They really actually need to scout this boar because they do have some answers to it. They've got snakes, they've got falcons, they've got fox. They've got a lot of ways to deal with it, but they just have to know it's coming. Right? Like, if this boar actually hits the field, and there's just a bunch of squirrels for the most part. Okay, the sieging from Jet actually getting some work done. But yeah, that boar was not scouted, and it's too late anyways, as it's about to hit right now. And the question is, will they be able to deal with this massive assault? You know, all these lizards here from Epicosity and PremiumBOT, plus the boar. Jet looks like he might be thinking about a flank attack, but here we go. Jet's not in position with his units, and the boar's already moving in, gonna start taking down this gristmill, but now starting to get the AoE flames onto those squirrels. This looks like it might be a victory here from IDK. Let's see if Schoolyard Bullies can hang on. Jet trying to micro back. Still lots of lizards alive, so maybe they'll stop the push from going all the way into the mains, but the expansions are certainly going to fall. Actually, the board does get taken out. Okay. So this guy's expansion is still alive. Now, keep in mind, Jet did kill Epicosity's expansion before that fight started. So we're actually a little bit more neck and neck than I thought. This guy with the best economy here, but PremiumBOT does have a mill ready to roll. And yeah, right now, IDK just sticking on the lizards. Which does make sense. I mean, the pure lizards are going to do good against squirrels, plus these types of tier 2 that are here. You know, the chameleons can give lizards some trouble. Let's see, they're going to go try to get this economy. I think that's a good move, but if they lose their whole army, they're going to be very vulnerable to a counterattack. These skunks are getting a ton of work in here. Wow, this game is going to continue on. We're well past that 5-minute mark. So these second bases are going to become a necessity very soon. Ooh, Epicasi coming up. Is he going to hit the mines? He only hits one mine. Those mines not quite perfectly placed. Meanwhile, PremiumBOT on the defense here needs to come in. Epicasi just harassing, though, not really hard committing. And economies are pretty even for the teams here. These mills are very, very important right now. Jet's actually got his own second base up and running, and Epicosity really needs to get a second base going, but I'm thinking maybe at this point Epicosity's not even worried about that. They're, you know, like, hey, we got to win this right here, right now kind of situation. Epicosity pushing in again. Gonna get the main from Jet, but Jet does have that extra mill up, so not gonna just get knocked out of the game or anything. Gets a lot of damage done. But I guess if you're Epicosity, you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to recover economically, so maybe with the last remaining lizards that I have, I can get in there and I can really, you know, damage an opponent as well and get them kind of bruised and beaten. But yeah, this guy and Jet actually stabilizing here. They've got more complicated armies. Jet's building up the several falcons. And again, like, I don't think... Like, these army comps on paper, I still honestly would favor the mass lizards, but this is an economic differential issue now, right? Like, PremiumBOT and Epicosity just are out of money. P-Boop is trying to get some farms up and running on his 3 o'clock base. But Epicosity's still trying to figure out the best way to spend. Okay, Epicosity did get that second base going again. Does have a farm on it. But this guy and Jet really getting ahead on economy here. And the Falcons are doing a great job in these chokes. Actually, like, the Squirrel Falcon doing really good on this map just because of these short avenues that everything's got to clump up through. So, like, right there, for example, like, those Squirrels and Falcons got to shoot the lizards quite a lot before lizards got to attack back. Like, these little short choke points are horrible for lizards because lizards have to find, or any unit really has to find their own tile to stand on before they start shooting. Alright, PremiumBOT looking for some backdoor damage here. Yeah, unfortunately can't find anything. And I feel like this is going to be a victory for the Schoolyard Bullies in game number 1 here. Let's see if Epicosity and P-Boop can pull a rabbit out of the hat, but nope. Epicosity is out. PremiumBOT is out as well. So game 1 going to the bullies. Yeah, that was pretty clutch. I thought that boar push would get it done, but you know, Schoolyard bullies were able to kind of hold it off and stabilize, and then from there it was just, you know, the bullies did a bit of a better job kind of sneaking out those farms. And they got to the point where they recovered their economy and their opponents didn't. Okay, this is a best of 3. So let's see if IDK can pull it back in game number 2 here. Just waiting on this guy. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. It's always fun to hang out. I know I don't do this as often as I used to. I'm a little bit more busy nowadays, but it's still fun to get in here and cast some Tooth and Tail. Always a pleasure to host these events for y'all. And big shout out to the organizers of these events, by the way. Like, they're the real MVPs. Heartseed putting this together for everybody to play. Really cool. Alright, maybe this guy just needed a minute. Not a big deal. So I'm curious, like, how many games. So I guess Floopy McCloopy is playing. So I know they're good. Meet in Action, I think they are. Let me see. Okay, Band of the Hawk is playing. I see Darius Hart's playing a game right now. Oh no, he's in the main menu. Or maybe they're done. Oh, it actually says everybody's in the main menu. That's funny. Alright. This guy just needs a second. Not a big deal. But yeah, we've got this going on. So this is going to be a monthly thing. And I like it because it's just a very straightforward tournament. You know, sign up with a buddy. If you don't have anyone to play with, you can get assigned a partner. And yeah, just a quick, you know, single tournament. Not a big deal, not a big time commitment. You kind of come in and play once a month. There we go. This guy's ready to roll. And then the TnT Duel Championship, which is actually a more hardcore 2v2 tournament, is wrapping up at the moment as well. The finals of that should be coming up shortly. Definitely check out Tander Draco for all the news with that. And then we've got 2021 Duels Summer Finale coming up tomorrow. I'll be hosting that. Same Delthius time, same Delthius channel. To the bottom right, we've got Team IDK down 1 map, looking to pull it back here. And in the top left, Jed Erickson and this guy on Schoolyard Bullies, fresh off a victory here. Did Epicosy and P-Boop just hit random? I think that's what happened. They don't have any core units here. Like, alright, Jet's deck to me looks a little more like a 2v2 deck this time around. You know, Artillery Cannon and Owls are both very powerful in 2v2. This guy's deck still just kind of seems like a 1v1 deck to me, but it's fine, you know? Like, the Wolf is going to be great later on. And then Epicosy. Epicosy and P-Boop really went for the style here, I think. Alright. A Mole Rush going on. Has not been scouted yet. Seems pretty far away, though. Like, with the modern moles, you really need... Oh my god. Double Mole Rush here? Okay. Okay, I'm into this. Okay, here we go. Just gonna go for the Warrens. Yeah, with the modern Mole Rushes, you really need to hit hard and you need to hit fast. They're not so good at attacking units, but they're really, really good at attacking structures. So this is so many moles coming in. What did we figure out from Tandor during the 2021 duels? You only need like 7 or 8 moles to kill a mill with all the farms around it. So this might actually do a lot of damage here. Let's see. Now the Mole Warrens did get changed. They only lose 2 HP now when they spawn a mole rather than 3. So a little bit of a buff for the mole with the new patch here. But they're kind of splitting up. They need to stay together. Alright, just gonna try to get a pig. Okay, this is insane. I love it. This guy and Jet just trying to play some proper tooth and tail here. Now, the roles are reversed. The bullies are getting bullied. Alright, they need to regroup. Are they gonna keep going? There actually are some Warrens now for this guy and Jet. They both did a really good job kind of weathering the storm there, not taking too much damage. But yeah, I think you just try to kill pigs now, but moles are just really not good at killing pigs. Alright, I think they gotta pack it up now. That was cool, though. Ah, sell your Warrens! There we go, get some money back. I'm worried about this counterattack, though. Oh, yeah, this is probably game. Epicasi wants to get into some skunks, but that's too greedy. They don't really have any actual units, though, anyways. Like, there's no squirrels, there's no lizards, so a nice, quick match here. And that's gonna be it for now. We're gonna have to wait till the semi-finals. So GG. Epicasi left. There we go. PremiumBOT is out as well. Or I'm not even sure, like, are we gonna have a semifinals, or are we just gonna go, like, right to the finals here? You gotta see how many teams, like, actually, after casting this, move on to 6. No, so that's it. That's it for that match. What does that mean? Move on to 6. So Schoolyard Bullies took the game. Let me see here. Okay, I guess you mean semifinals? Okay. Alright, so I think we're waiting to start the semifinals now. Give me a very quick break while we're kind of in between matches. I'll be right back in just a second. Okay. I am here. Let's see what's happening. What are we doing next? When's his floppy? Okay, once they finish. Okay, hang on. Trying to keep this thing moving here. Okay, so we are going to cast both semis. And I think I'm waiting on Winter. Let me see. Maybe I can have some of these people on my Steam friends list. Let me see if I can sneak on them. Alright, wait. Delthius. Band of the Hawk. Sorry guys, just trying to figure out what's happening here. Thanks again for everybody tuning in and your patience. I will I'll clip these videos pretty hard. That way we can you know, on the VODs you can watch it a little bit easier. Cast floor floppy. Okay. Let's see. Just trying to figure things out here. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I think we have the next match figured out. Sorry again, everybody. So we're going to have... let's see. This is another round 1 match. I guess they hadn't... Oh, well, I guess things changed. So I guess it's technically semifinals. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just talking. Alright, Floopy McCloopy. Best team name. Versus Fleur de Lis. I thought their team was named something else. That's like just the one player's name. Let me see. Fleur de Ball was what it was. Kerpa. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of confusion getting things started here. There we go. People are figuring it out. Alright. So we're going to do another quick match here. This isn't the finals or anything. I'm honestly not 100% sure on the tournament structure anymore. You know, just wait. I think it was only PremiumBOT and IDK that... So really only... PremiumBOT didn't go, so Band of the Hawk needs to fight Heartseed's team. There we go. Ziggy? Is Ziggy playing? Is it Ziggy and Floor? I guess so. I guess that's what we're doing. Who am I to judge? Okay. Alright. Well, the important thing is we have another match to watch here. So again, thanks everybody for your patience. I know sometimes these things are a little bit difficult to get everybody in the right spots at the right time. It doesn't seem... I mean, there's 18 players in the event, so... Even though there's not a lot of teams, you do have to keep in mind the teams are 2 players each. Why is Ziggy in here, then? Oh, wait. I didn't tag the right person. I tagged Ziggy, and there was another person in the Discord just named Ziggy. I didn't tag Mr. Ziggy. Is Toothball Mr. Ziggy? No, that's Leon. I'm so confused. I think it's supposed to be Team Flurball. Like, Furball, I guess? I get it. Pretty clever. Oh. Okay, so that that is the right person. He just named himself Leon there. Okay, okay. I am, that confuses me very easily. So it's not Mr. Ziggy, it's Ziggy12. I do remember it. Now that I've seen, yeah. I think I have seen Leon using that handle. Yeah. Leon is just a super fan of Mr. Ziggy, so he named himself Ziggy after him. Fair enough. I dig it. Okay, James and Kerpa versus Fleur and Ziggy. Fleur likes to do his Badger rushes, especially in 1v1. That was kind of his calling card. Like, I would do, like, one-base Foxes. Fleur would do one-base Badger a lot, so. Hopefully we don't have a lot of lag. It looks like it's clearing up. Over on the right-hand side, we've got Team Floopy McCloopy. And then over on the left-hand side, we've got Fleur and Leon. Or Toothball. So he's Leon, he's Toothball, and he's Ziggy. That's not confusing at all. Okay. Alright, we are in the match here. Map looks definitely better for Floopy McCloopy over here. Ziggy, well, Leon, I should say. Leon and Fleur do have some bases over here. And maybe, like, people can fight over these bases, but I feel like the map kind of splits like this. And all these bases are kind of on Floopy McCloopy's side. So if you are Team Fleurball, you might be considering doing one base strategy here. We do see some pre-8 farm Warrens coming down. Or at the most 2 base. Now they do have some pretty powerful late game in the decks. You know, Badger, Owl with the Wolf. Meanwhile, on Floopy McCloopy's side, they're a little bit more limited on the tier 3. You do have the Boar and Wolf, though, but they have a lot of defense. They've got the Balloon and the Artie. And, that could honestly be a win condition for Floopy McCloopy here. That's just fun to say. You know, build a ton of balloons and just kind of stall out the game. While your team has access to a 3rd base, the opponent's team doesn't. And just kind of starve them out. Nothing too crazy just yet, though. Floopy gonna go ahead and start expanding. Come in here for a decent scout, see what's going on. Just a lot of tier 1 so far. And James thinking about doing something over here, but Leon's in position. Just gonna back out for now. Let's see, got some cams on the way. We're getting some toads in the mix too, and now I think toads do less single target damage now, but they have a little bit more HP. I think those were the changes to the toad. Ooh, kind of a double-sided attack here. Fleur trying to bait them up north so Ziggy can swing around the backside, but or Leon rather, but Leon actually does decide to turn around. Not going to commit. James actually did a good job seeing that little bamboozle happening there, so was in the right position to not let that occur. Meanwhile, Floopy McCloopy is expanding. Balloon number 1 coming up. Snake's on the way. And big attack coming in here. And these chameleons getting a lot of work done. Gonna push back the McCloops for now. Oh, maybe Fleurball here is smelling a little blood in the water. See if they get a denial on this base. Trying to not take the fight under the balloon. Oh, here we go. Run around with these lizards, but actually pretty decent trades. Like, a lot of toads died there to take care of those lizards, so Leon's probably feeling pretty happy about that. Wants to keep these cams alive, though. Does manage to get out of there with one of them. So pretty back and forth match so far. There's been, actually, I'm really impressed with a lot of the maneuvering that we've seen happen here. You know, people just really having their armies in the right place at the right time. That is very, very important in Tooth and Tail or in RTS in general. Ooh, I love this, by the way, from Leon. Gonna go ahead and try to sneak out that difficult base. This base that really should belong to Floopy McCloopy. But see if they can get it done. Now, it's not crazy for Leon to try to take this. I mean, it's not super far away from his main, you know. And to be fair, this is going to be a rough base, especially now that the defensive line has been established here, that there's some balloons coming up. Oh, James really can't scout this, though. No, Leon, don't give it away. You don't want James to know about that base. Okay, James is not aware. Okay. Man, Liggy's... I said Liggy. Leon is going pretty hard developing this south base right here. I love that, though. Because Floopy's got some bad information here. You know, they think the opponent's only on 3 bases where they're really on 4. And economies are, I guess, pretty even. Krupa's doing a good job of macroing up, building into a lot of snakes, which are going to be nice as the game progresses and players get out of the tier 1 into the more advanced units. The snakes are pretty much good against, like, all the units but the tier 1. Tier 1's kind of their weakness. Nice pick off on the Falcon there. Gonna come in. Gotta be careful of these snakes. Don't want those lizards to pounce on them. But we've got the wolf here. So we get these... oh my god. They're gonna try to set this up to get some wolf buff snakes. Only gets one of them right now. Yeah, trying to split it up. There you go. Get that whole pack of snakes buffed up here. Wolf buff snakes are very, very deadly. Alright, we're getting some more mature armies here, but again, I am a little bit worried. Honestly, it's going to be hard for anyone to take another base. Like, this base is not as easy as it looks, and I love that Leon is fully saturated down there in the 7 o'clock. Krupa's fully saturated on the second base as well. So, this is going to get fun. Like, I really hope nobody can kind of just come in and punch the other team out, right? Like, I would love if this game came down to fighting over these last remaining Grismals. Like, we have some really mature armies here. Fleur's starting to put in the owls. We got 2 balloons here. No artillery just yet, but this base seems really claimed for Floopy. And I feel like this base is also pretty easy for Floopy. So again, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, you know, I feel like the real story of this match is how are Fleurball going to end this game? Because Floopy's got the gristmill advantage. They've got the defense's advantage. You know, Krupa can just start selling off squirrels and building artillery and building balloons. And eventually you get to the point with all that defense where you just can't break it. Not cost effectively anyways. And Fleurball has to be cost effective. Alright, here we go. Big push. Floopy trying to end the game right here, right now. These snakes getting a lot of work done, but still quite a few units remaining. These skunks. This gas cloud is actually really, really good for Fleurball. Both players have skunks here. But yeah, they can't really push forward any further than that. So who lost? Okay, Krupa lost the boar. And I don't think Leon had a wolf. I think this is a new wolf that's being built. But James kept their own wolf alive. So I don't know, like looking at these army graphs here, maybe that was better for Fleurball, but was it good enough? Is the question. This is only Fleur's army. Where's Leon's army? Leon's army is not here at the moment. He's got the wolf out though. Okay, Krupa's gotta know this base being taken now that he's seen the wire, and there it is. He's gonna come out here just with the snakes and knock this base out. Gonna stack a bunch of snake poison on it. This might be the killing blow here. That is gonna put Leon on starving without even a farm to take to get out of that. So it's kind of do or die at the moment for Fleurball. I love the names of both of these teams, by the way. Yeah, this looks like a victory here for Floopy McCloopy. But keep in mind, this is a best of 3. So Fleurball will still have a chance, and they're not out just yet. I didn't hear no bell. So let's see if they can make something happen. Gonna try to come in with the flank. Fleur is trying to draw their attention away on the north. Meanwhile, Leon coming in here from the south, realizing that they're starving, realizing they just gotta try to get something done. Almost kills that mill. which would have put Kerpa in a bad spot, but yeah, this appears to be the beginning of the end. We should see Flirball tap out shortly, or Floopy McCloopy just come on in and finish it up. Yeah, Ziggy starves out, or Leon rather. Okay, and that's going to be game number 1. Really cool back and forth for a long time, but eventually, you know, I'm not a 2v2 expert, but to me it feels like defensive structures in 2v2 are king. And Kerpa was able to get some good positioning out on the map, kind of split everything to where it was difficult for the opponents to expand, you know, start building those balloons, start building those cannons, and got the job done there. Really cool from Leon, though, grabbing that hidden base. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. Hopefully this time around, maybe we'll have a map that's a bit more favored for Flirball. And again, I don't think that Flirball couldn't have won that game. I just think when you combine the fact that Floopy's team had more mills on their side, plus they had the defensive structures, you know, and Flirball didn't really have that punch to get in before things got out of hand. But in the bottom, looking to win a match here to keep going in this tournament, we've got Flirball. And up top, looking to advance to the next round here, just one map away, we got Floopy McCloopy. And yeah, at first glance, this map definitely feels more balanced to me, right? Like, let's think about it real quick. I would say these bases, obviously... Ooh, hold that thought. I don't have time to wax poetically about the geography of the map, as Leon is going for that 4-farm double. Does it get scouted by the opponents is the real question. So far, they haven't seen it. Let's see as James is coming out and about to get things done. And yep, is going to scout it now. Going to come on back. But the attack is underway. Leon heading to attack Kerpa. Kerpa's saving up a lot of money. Is he trying to build some moles? Or okay, 2 lizards should get this done. Nice pickoff. But why hasn't Kerpa built anything? Is he going to go 4-farm wolf? Please tell me yes. Do it. Do it, Kerpa. Kerpa, you don't need farms, you need a wolf. Build that wolf. No? I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe he's like on a phone call or something. But still, Leon's getting a lot of work done here in the early game. 4 pigs down for the opposing team. Meanwhile, Fleur is just progressing. He just went... it appears he went 8 farms. I wasn't paying too close attention, but now he's got his Warrens going. So yeah, I love this kind of thing in 2v2. One player kind of takes that economic disadvantage. James left. Something must be going on with Kerpa. I don't know. He's just kind of standing here. Do we have issues? Feels like we have issues. Hang on, let's see what happened here. Because I feel tempted to give a point to the other team. I'm talking to Kerpa. Yeah, they're just going to take the lots. They wanted to re-roll, is what he said. If they spawn separately, I don't know. But we're just going to give them... If that is a rule, I was not made aware of it. And just for the sake of the show, we are going to go on. So over on the right-hand side, we got James and Kerpa. And over on the left-hand side, we got Fleur and Leon. Because I feel like with Leon's opening there, you know, he did so much damage. And played smartly. But at the same time, Kerpa wasn't really doing anything because I think he was waiting on the reroll, so a bit unfortunate. But we will just keep going. I am not aware of that rule. Maybe that's my fault. Yeah, I don't see anything like that anywhere. Okay. Anyways, moving on. we'll just say Leon was a good aggressive opening. Managed to get that game, but I feel confident in Floopy McCloopy. It wasn't a DC. I think Kerpa was just trying to get a re-roll. And I'm not sure if that's a rule or not. I checked briefly on the rules that I have available, and I didn't see that. I mean, this is just a casual event, so a bit unfortunate, but I do feel like Leon Floor played pretty well that game. They deserve that win. And now we have a one-to-one match. We're on the match number 3. That's always a little hype. A bit more standard this time around. I think there was a little bit of pre-8 farm stuff, but nothing super crazy. No 4 farm doubles or anything. James is building up into some Falcons here. They've got some Toads as well. But James looks like he just pressed random. Oh, Kerpa. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Kerpa's team. I thought he was coming in. I was like, why aren't you attacking? Alright, a little bit of barbed wire up here. Kerpa protecting themselves. We do have turrets and balloons. This time around, Flurball does have the arty, which is always nice, but we might actually just have a proper macro game here. Ziggy looking to get some harassment done with some lizards, but there's enough enemy units here. Yeah, we don't read rules here. Oh, I looked at the pinned message. I didn't see anything about that. I've been talking to Heartseed a lot, so I figured he would have told me something. I'm getting blown up now. Oh, yep. No, Heartseed said I'm right. Good. Good. I'm glad I'm right. It's always a good thing. It is a rule, but they need to agree on it before the match starts. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so that was a misunderstanding from Kerpa. And ignorance is not... What's the saying? Like, ignorance does not make you not have to follow the rules or the law. I totally butchered that. Ignorance doesn't excuse you from the law. Something along those lines. Alright, Wolf on the way over here for Ziggy. Boar, very, very close to being finished by James. And James, King James, back in the day, got his tournament wins off of good boar pushes. So, really strong boar player. Again, I feel like James's deck is random. I mean, you don't just take Toad Pigeon into the deciding match of a 2v2. I mean, maybe you do if you're a mad lad, but he's got Falcon, Boar, Balloon, Pigeon. Kind of surprised to not see any pigeons at all, though. Leon does have some snakes. Here comes a big push. Gonna start clearing out some of this wire. And the boar moving in. Ooh, these snakes are gonna very easily be able to get some tags on this boar, though. Only 2 so far. The boar trying to retreat. Yeah, no pigeons here is kind of a little surprising. James does have the pigeons available. Looks like they just want to kill this base and not hard commit to the fight, but Flurball doesn't want to let them get away with it so easily. They want to at least make them pay for that base with their boar, which, oh, yeah, the poison will kill it. 1 HP, there it goes. So trading the boar for the base, but I think overall, Flurball got a better trade there. How much did that really mess up Fleur's economy, though? I mean, it had, what, 3 farms on it. And here's the next... This is a big counterattack, though. This is what matters here. Maybe Flurball is going to push through for the victory. They still have a decent amount of units left over, and this Wolf really powering up these units, making them more and more valuable. Lots of units starting to get low HP, though. Is there enough here to hold on? No! Kerpa and James tap out, and Flurball will advance. Nicely done. Okay. All right. So what do we got going on next? Let's see. Okay. Oh wait. So no, we need Wintis. Okay, winter. And okay, so Floor and you stay here. So we need winter. And we should have it is winter and cactus. Okay, cool. They're coming. Sweet. All right, so we're going to continue the Floorball saga here. And they're going to fight Wintis. And these are the semifinals. All right, let's see. Okay, so we should have. All right, so we're gonna have Wintis versus Floorball, and then Schoolyard Bullies is waiting, I think, to see who wins between Band of the Hawk and Heartseed's team. Alright, so we just need winter in here. And yeah, alright. Should get this next match going a little bit faster. There we go. Alright. Everything is good. Wintis versus Floorball here. Let's see if Floorball can make it all the way to the finals. Cactus and Winterload, both newer players as well. Winter, I believe he organized. He's a bit of an organizer behind the scenes. I'm trying to remember if he streams. I don't think so, but I think he is involved in like tournament organizing. Okay. Alrighty here. Players are deciding on what decks they want to use. Okay. Looks like the players are about ready to go. Making some final deck decisions here. Just waiting on Fleur to hit that lock button. Okay, spawning on the right-hand side, we've got Fleurball. And over on the left, we have Wintus. And nice big map here, lots of mills in the center here. So it looks like Fleurball could probably expand down this way. And Wintus can expand up top. So actually, more gristmills on the side of Wintus here. It really depends on how contested this area is, right? Like, at first glance, you're thinking, okay, Wintus gets all these mills, but, I mean, how viable is it really going to be to take those mills, you know, when shots start getting fired and whatnot? Let's see. Fleur does have the artillery, and Winter has the turrets, but not a ton of defenses. We do see some owls here from Cactus. So, honestly, you know, I think both these decks, or all the decks, I should say, look pretty decent. We're just going to have to see what kind of game these players want to play. I mean, this map is a little bit wonky and weird. Leon does have a couple lizards that he's trying to build here. Nice little minefield, or barbed wire, I guess, coming out from Floor at the moment. But I'm thinking this is going to be a macro game. So in the south, Leon going to go ahead and expand. I wonder if Fleur's going to be mad. Like, hopefully they're on voice chat or something. He was like, bro, I just built all that wire here, and then you're going to take that bill. A couple toads going off here from Cactus. Did he actually get that pig? I don't think so. If he did, that would have been pretty huge. Okay, so I guess Fleur is just going to expand here, if I had to guess. We just kind of have to let the game advance at the moment. Nice scout in there from Cactus. Yeah, there's Fleur's expansion. So no tech commitments just yet. Winter actually does have these skunks on the way. But it looks like Fleurball wants to get a little bit ahead on the expansions. Going ahead and macroing up just a bit. Cactus moving out with some lizards. Gonna see if they can get anything done. I do like these couple toads down here to just kind of buffer any sort of backdoor attempts if Leon happens to, you know, build some lizards, try to run through there. And yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, where these mills do look like they belong to Team Wintus, but you know, if Fleur is allowed to get established here and start building some wire, start building some artillery, I mean, you put an artillery on this high ground right here, and you're denying these two bases easy peasy. And yeah, Wintus is starting to get locked up behind some turrets back here, but this isn't really where they want to split the battle line. I don't feel like they really want to get these mills under their control, but we might just be in a situation where neither team can really take these mills, which would actually be balanced, because you would have 3 expansions on Wintus' side and 3 expansions on Fleurball's side if basically nobody's able to take these 2 mills in the center. You got the Wolf on the way, Badger on the way, and Owl on the way, so yeah, a little bit of a macro game here. Both sides just trying to power up the economy, power up the tech, get to those higher tier 3 units. And more wire getting thrown down by Fleur, really just establishing this. I want to see an Artie go down, though. But let's see. Winter will have a Badger soon. There's no snakes on the way. Both, well, yeah, both Leon and Fleur have snakes. Okay, now some snakes are being built. And there's no pigeons on the Wintus side. Lots and lots of tier 2 going on, though. And I think this is about that phase of the game where you're going to slowly be, like, selling off your tier 1, building into more tier 2. As things continue to progress on. Still no artillery. Would love to see cannon here from Fleur. Oh, maybe he's doing it now. Yep, here it is. Beautiful. Beautiful cannon spot. Yeah, that's just going to totally deny these 2 bases. And Fleur can probably leapfrog up from there, move up the wire, and then eventually secure those bases for themselves. But let's see if we get a nice move out here from Wintus. They do have the Badger done. They have a lot of tier 1 still. And a lot of lizards can be good, because lizards are a nice unit to micro during the fight. Like, you don't really need to micro the owl that much, just kind of make sure it's not in the front line too much. Like, sometimes you do want the owl up there a bit to tank some damage, pull it back, but really Cactus should probably be focusing their micro on the lizards here, and Winter on the Badger. Here we go, big push through. Winter not quite getting in. It was more like Cactus's army went in, and then Winter's army went in to this very strong choke point here with artillery cannons, with both armies from Fleurball, and with the wire there. And Wintus's army just gets demolished there. This is looking very, very good for Fleurball here. They've got the better economy, I think. Yeah, Cactus doesn't have too many farms. We are well past that 5-minute mark, so the main bases are almost fallowed out. Leon gonna come in here with some snake poking, made even more juicy by that wolf buff. But what's gonna be the big pull the trigger moment for Fleurball here? I mean, I think their armies are really established. Yeah, this is what I figured would happen. Fleur would just kind of leapfrog up these artillery. Once this artillery gets put into place, I think that's about checkmate. There are some turrets on the backline here, but this area is not really being sought after. This is more of the battlefield up north. Both teams have committed to putting some defense down here, just to make sure that they don't get backdoored. This is a very powerful army here from Fleurball, though. I feel like Wintus just lost too much in that first initial push through. The owl will buy a little bit of time. There is a Badger here. There are a couple owls. This is such a strong army out of Fleurball, man. So many snakes, so many falcons. You got a wolf in the mix, buffing things up. Yeah, this artillery should be able to come in. I think they are a little bit hesitant, though, because this is a bit of a choke, but I honestly feel like Fleurball could just YOLO in there and probably be fine. They've even committed to taking these bases here. Just get further and further ahead in the economy. How many snakes do we have out? 10? 10 for Team Fleurball? That's a lot of snakes. 10 snakes, 8 falcons. Alright, Leon coming in from the north. Meanwhile, Fleur going to try to come in from the south here, do a pincer attack. That artillery cannon with the extra vision on the front lines here has such a strong range, still even contributing to this fight. But again, this is a situation where Leon's army was kind of caught in a 2v1, so this might be an opportunity for Wintus to come back here. Then kind of the same thing that happened to Wintus earlier, where it was like a 2v1 and then a 2v1. They're so far ahead, though, Fleurball is, that they were still able to come back a little bit from that, but this might be the window that Wintus needs to get something done. These owls getting a lot of value. There are some snakes here as well. Yeah, gonna deny that mill. Power economy's looking okay. Pretty even still, 11 farms for both sides. Wintus is stacking up a lot of snakes here, but man, Leon lost, like, everything. I think that idea was kind of cool on paper, but Fleur just didn't quite move in at the exact same time. Like, Leon pushed in forward and then just got slammed by 2 armies at once. Alright, they're moving back to the cannon. Just kind of waiting for Leon to lick his wounds a bit, to rebuild some army. Probably going to wait for that extra wolf to hit the board. A couple farms left over here. This one base is actually pretty important for Leon. And Cactus is almost out of money. But this is smart from Cactus, basically just committing at this point to some owls. And hey, 3 owls, I mean, if you can only have 3 units, having 3 owls is pretty good ones to have. And again, Winter trying to come in up top and try to flank this army. But taking a lot of damage in the process, needs to keep these snakes alive. And Ziggy was able to rebuild a nice army. Okay, trying to dive in on those owls, but keeps them alive for the moment. Cactus even rebuilding a couple lizards. Just wants to keep this farm here. Cactus kind of realizes their economy is done. Just has a couple of warrens here to produce lizards when they can, but really as long as Cactus continues to focus on keeping those owls alive, maybe something can happen. This base down here in the south, it has fallowed out for Winter almost completely, so the economy of Wintus is really drying up. This artillery is just zoning out any more economy for Wintus, but you know, 3 owls worth of mice. I mean, these mice attacks are actually getting some value. The question is, will it be enough? You actually are starting to get an established economy here for Floorball. And I think Wintus have been playing very strongly, doing a great job on their micro, just trying to work with what they've got here. But I think they're just going to get out-moneyed here. They're going to get bankrolled by Floorball, who still have fresh economies here, who are still producing very, very healthy. Egg comes, and yeah, that should be the killing blow. The owls are going to start falling. Cactus is on starvation. And from here, it is just the cleanup crew. The army's smashing forward. There's the tap outs, and Winter should be right behind them. And we'll be going into game number 2 of the semifinals here shortly. GG. All right. Okay, so fun game. Again, I think it came a lot down to Fleur's artillery positioning there. Okay. Alright, we're hopping into game number 2 here. Okay, spawning in the bottom left, we've got Floorball up a match, and over in the top, we have Wintus. Let's see what happens this match. Again, map looking pretty okay for both sides. Ooh, we got a mole rush from Winter coming down. And Lots of aggression out of Cactus and Winter, actually. We've got tons of Warrens already out on the field already. Trying to push out, but there's plenty of units already on the side here. Nice barbed wire here to deflect off the moles. Uh-oh, massive stealths here. Gonna close it down. Okay. Lots of action so far in the match. Sorry, a little distracted with some behind the scenes stuff. And so far it looks like we're stabilizing here. Winter still needs to get some extra farms going up, but has committed a lot into lizards. And Cactus already on 8 farms, getting into a ton of lizards of their own. Floor throwing down some wire. Okay. Cactus getting out some skunks, so is Winter. So getting in a double skunks against all this tier 1, even lizards, is actually pretty decent. Both sides are on full 8 farm saturation. Both sides with a lot of wire, so this could actually be a pretty neck and neck match here. It looks like we're stabilizing into a bit of a mid-game. Both sides do have plenty of opportunities to expand. It's actually, well, it's definitely a little bit favored for Fleurball. Again, Fleur's got that artillery, though, and I feel like, again, you know, Fleur could kind of lock the opponents out of their expansions with the artillery cannon. Wintus moving in, losing a lot of the tier 1, but keeping the skunks alive. That's the important part. Fleurball on the chase here, trying to kill some of these skunks. Gonna get one, but I still think that was pretty decent there for Wintus, keeping all those skunks alive. Everything's getting really clunked up. There's so much skunks. There's skunks everywhere. Look at all this color, man. We're at a rave right now. There's one skunk just on 1 HP. You want to kill it so bad? Oh my god. It gets away. Okay, this game has been very action-packed so far. And I'm not 100% who's actually in the lead. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell here in 2v2s. Fleur's army count is quite high. But Leon, yeah, I guess Fleurball kind of came out ahead on those engagements. Let me see here. It's kind of looking at unit counts. Yeah, definitely so. They have a pretty comparable amount of tier 2. Yeah, they're in the lead on tier 2 and on tier 1. Oh man, Cactus though. Cactus being sneaky down here in the corner. Oh, but accidentally rallying everything here, losing all his lizards, but might be able to just knock out. Oh wait, Leon's got a second base. But still a really cool idea. Gonna knock out the main. Man, that would have been the killing blow if Leon hadn't decided to expand. That might have just won the game. Now, it was still kind of worth it for Cactus. I mean, we're past the 5-minute mark, so you knocked out some farms, sure, but not everything there. Leon's economy is still very hurt at the moment. But that cost Cactus a lot of money, especially because the miss rally and the lizards actually moving through and just kind of dying. But Cactus is doing a good job trying to find some plays, trying to find a way to get back into this. But Fleurball just looking so strong. I think they might just push in for the win here. Let's see, they're moving forward. Gonna go back for now. Keep their tier 2 alive. Yeah, that's a smart move, because you basically just deny the enemy any bases. And they are going to mine out on one base here shortly. So let's see if Wintus can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Leon actually deciding to retake the main. Maybe just feels safe there. I kind of disagree with this. I mean, most of these farms are kind of mined out already, or almost mined out if they are still alive. I like that Cactus is not giving up, trying to get something done here. Yeah, it looks like, again, I mean, Fleurball has just been very, very strong at keeping that superior economy in this tournament so far. You know, making sure that they've got the extra bases. And, again, they're just going to out-muscle them here. They invested in Dogecoin at the right time. They're to the moon at the moment. Cactus looking for something here. Gonna have to go back, though. I like Winter trying to expand. Oh, gonna lose a cam there. Yeah, and Fleurball really, I think they just have enough to just get in there and steamroll through. And yeah, I think they realize it now. So that is gonna be it. Fleurball will advance to the finals here. And yeah, nicely done. Some really cool games. So Fleurball will move on. And let's take a look at the bracket. See what's coming up next. I think the other semifinal match should basically be ready to go. Yes, Band of the Hawk versus Schoolyard Bullies. Cool. Jets. And this guy. And who's on Band of the Hawk? I think it was Darius and Anzu. Okay. Let me update some scores here. So Fleurball, rocking and rolling. But we're gonna hop over to Band of the Hawk versus Schoolyard Bullies. Unless they're already playing. I don't think so. I'm going to give them a second to hop in here. I'm going to take like a 1-minute break. We'll be right back with this second semifinals, and we'll head into the finals. Okay, let's see if they are coming. Let me give old Jet a message. Hey, there's one. I think this guy's booting in. Again, thanks everybody for your patience today. I know it's been a little bit long-winded, but we are getting there. I'm having a lot of fun, though. It looks like things will be moving a lot faster now. I mean, that's pretty par for the course, especially when you have multiple players and everybody in the right positions and all that. So I think we're all set. Should be pretty quick from here on out. All right, Jet being a goofball here. Have they got all their derps out? I think so. Okay, let's get into this. So Schoolyard Bullies, we saw them in the first match today against Epicosity and PremiumBOT, and they are continuing forward. They're fighting Anzu and Darius Hart, the Band of the Hawk. Sick Berserk reference. Super good manga. The 90s anime was really good for Berserk. The newer anime, not so good. That's my humble opinion. I started buying those Berserk Collector Edition books. Those things are sick. They're so big. Like, seeing the full art is really, really good. Rip the author of Berserk, though. Unfortunately, he passed away pretty recently. Berserk's been going on since like the late 80s. Alright. Let's wait on the final touches on some deck selections here. We need Wolf Coin, P-Boop. It's the cryptocurrency of the future. In the bottom, we got this guy and Jed Erickson representing the Schoolyard Bullies. And up top, Darius Hart and Anzu on the Band of the Hawk. Okay, I see a balloon. I see Artie. I've seen a lot of Wolf today, which makes sense because Wolf pairs very nicely with Tier 2, even with some Tier 3. And you do like to build up to like a lot of snakes, a lot of falcons, that kind of stuff. That could really benefit from that Wolf buff. It's also nice having that flexibility in the 2v2, right? Where one player can have the Wolf and the other player could have the units that really benefit from the Wolf. We saw Flurball do that earlier, I believe, with the snakes that Fleur had and the Wolves that Leon had. This guy and Jet are no slackers here, no slouches. This is going to be a tough one for Band of the Hawk to deal with. Let's see if Darius Hart and Anzu can make it happen. Double Tier 3 from Anzu. A little bit of a gentleman's agreement here in the early game. 8 farm opening, both sides. And we have lots of mills just right here. This map is like actually symmetrical. Look at it. I mean, it's very close, right? Like both teams kind of spawning in the north and south with one natural. Then you've kind of got 2 bases over to the west, and you got 2 bases over to the east that are kind of, you know, whoever can claim them. So this is about as balanced of a map as you can ask for in a 2v2. I'm sure both players would be more happy if there was 2 naturals here rather than just one. You're gonna just have to decide who on your team gets that easy base, who gets the hard base, or maybe you go ahead and you fight for these middle bases and keep this easy base in the pocket for later. Jet does have the balloon, or I'm sorry, the Artie, and Anzu has the balloons. So these are options that can be used to try to muscle for territory in the map. I thought somebody from Schoolyards is taking the space, but I guess they canceled it. Meanwhile, Jet's got this left base. Okay. Owl already on the way for Jet. Jet playing as a very sneaky boy. We have a bit of lag here, but players are just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. So yeah, they haven't seen the Owl yet, and I don't think they've seen Jet's base either. So Jet kind of being doubly sneaky. I think doubly actually is a word. Doesn't sound like it should be, but it is. Okay. So yeah, nobody really wants to commit out to an attack just yet. Now Jet, with his secret base, you know, isn't being crazy on it. It's only thrown down a couple farms. Ooh, Anzu almost went over there to scout it. And this guy gonna go ahead and grab the easy base. The easy base being taken by Anzu as well. Delthius grabbing this one, which will lock in at 3 o'clock for the Band of the Hawk when the time comes later. This Owl is getting here, you know, taking its time, but about 30 seconds out, and we'll have an Owl on the field. Some turrets already coming down here from Band of the Hawk. The Artie, though, has been thrown down, and the Band of the Hawk has seen it. This is the time where you got to make a move. You got to prevent that artillery from coming up. So let's see if they're actually going to go. Now, Jets doesn't have the most powerful army at the moment. He's got an Owl being made, and he's got an artillery being made, so that's 540 food. That's not actually on the map as fighting units at the moment. Jets, oh my god, I missed it, but Anzu, with the sneak attack, kills the Owl Warren. Either that or Jets sold it, but either way, kind of mission accomplished there, preventing the Owl from getting on the field. But this artillery cannon is gonna get up, and that is the more juicy target, in my opinion. You know, the Owl is one thing, but the artillery is gonna be so hard for green and blue to deal with. Oh, we got some lag. I hope it passes. Alright, it seems to be getting a bit better. Yeah, we got players all over the world here. So, small amount of lag, but nothing too crazy. All the bases on the map being taken now. Yeah, and that artillery gets up, which is a shame for Band of the Hawk, but really, really good for Schoolyard. You know, I think they had a good attack, but they didn't go for the right objective, you know. Like, they got that Owl Warren taken care of, but, you know, one Owl is manageable. This artillery really isn't. Maybe you can sneak some cams up there and try to take it out. I'm not sure how many cams you need to, like, 1 or 2 shot it. You know, you can't just smack that thing forever. Obviously, the Schoolyard bullies will come in and prevent that. But you could be sneaky and get, like, a quick strike or two on it. The range of artillery cannons is so crazy. Boar on the way from Anzu. That is one way to try to push through here. But this Snake Harass is going to deny this base. And Darius already has a backup base, though. So Darius is going to have the big economy here for the Band of the Hawk, and Jet will have the big economy for the Schoolyard Bullies. Getting that base taken down. Yeah, that artillery, man. Artillery's so good in 2v2. I think it's because, like, since there's 2 armies, the percentage of army value that the artillery cannon represents is smaller, right? So in a weird way, it's less risky to build an artillery cannon in 2v2. Like, for example, let's say your army value represented 600 food, right? So an artillery being 180 of that is a good chunk. But if it's a 2v2, now your army value is 1,200 food, right? Because there's 2 people. So that 180 is not as high of a percentage of that 1,200 than it is of the 600. That's kind of interesting to think about. Alright. Schoolyard Bully gonna come in and make a play. Gonna try to get this base. It looks like it's gonna get a lot of damage, but we'll stay alive. One more little smack in like that, though, and that's a dead mill. And that mill is pretty important for Anzu. The economy of Band of the Hawk is falling behind a little bit here. This guy and Jet both have fully saturated second bases. The boar's here. Maybe something can get done, but there's a lot of snakes as well. Well, I guess not a lot. Well, there's 4 snakes. We'll go with that. Boar is staying alive, but just taking this fight under the artillery cannon. Jet doing a good job of keeping the owls alive. And the Band of the Hawk's army just gets slaughtered here. And with the inferior economy, Anzu looks like he's standing to tap, but no gonna stick in for now. Yeah, it's about time to tap. I agree. And Darius will as well, so that's 1 point for the bullies. Oh, wait. Who left? We're missing Anzu. Maybe Anzu was the lagger and going to restart real quick or something? Darius is ready anyways. He's like, let's go. Yeah, maybe Anzu, oh, maybe they, maybe they thought it was best of 1. Okay. Yeah, Anzu just needs to relog, and then we should be all set. And the winner of this match will be facing off against Flurball for the finals, which will be best of 5. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I will be back tomorrow for the finale of 2021 Duels Summer Season. Here we go. Anzu is ready to roll. Let's get into it. Yeah, we are going to have Heartseed, Kalaru, Meek, Melvin Fro, Satoros, and Tiki Gray in Stage 5 and beyond. That's going to be at the same time that we got started here today, 1 p.m. EST. It's weird to me because the time, like, I think the reason that we announce things in EST is because I'm in EST, so, you know, I tell the tournament organizers and stuff, yeah, I'll do it at this time, EST. But I almost got messed up today because I'm in Central Time now. I'm no longer in, which is fine. Like, we keep things on EST, you know. That's kind of, we've been doing stuff on EST time zone forever in the scene. No reason to change that or anything. But I almost, I was almost late for the event myself. Yeah, much better with the lag this time around. Maybe Anzu was just having a little bit of issues. But in the bottom left, we got the Band of the Hawk. Hopefully they can bring it back, win this match, get us to the decider match. But over on the top right, 1 victory away from getting to the finals today is Jet Erickson and Schoolyard Bullies. Yeah, it still feels weird. I don't think it's really like sunk in yet that I live on the opposite side of the country now. It will sink in very quickly though. I have about a month or 2 before it sinks in and I start freezing. I've only seen snow once in my life, and I moved to like one of the coldest places in America, so cool. But I in theory, I like the winter, right? Like, romantically, I like the winter. It's all cold, there's snow, you know, there's like dead trees, it's kind of metal in a way. We'll see. I'd rather be cold than hot. I sweat, I'm a sweaty man, I'm a sweaty lizard, frog, Floridian man. You know, so being in that swamp, like, it's just, you walk outside and you get punched in the face by the humidity. So I am very glad to not deal with that anymore. Like, Florida literally is a giant swamp. I mean, if you fly over it in an airplane and just, like, look down, I mean, it's literally a big swamp. Okay. So nothing crazy yet. Interesting Warren placement here. Maybe Schoolyard Bullies are just going to go ahead and try to get this area set up. It's a bit risky because these Warrens are very vulnerable for now, but as the game progresses, these are going to be pretty good Warren placements to just kind of tank in. Yeah, as these mills get taken. Ooh, I think this guy was trying to fake out the enemies and be like, oh, I'm expanding, but in reality, he's going to get into some skunks, and so is Jet. So it looks like they want to go for a very quick double skunk punch and try to just end the game right here, right now, assuming that their opponents, Band of the Hawk, are mostly in Tier 1. And we do see, actually, skunks from all sides coming out here. So, this is going to be a very gassy match. It's going to be like me after eating Chipotle. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. Alright, we got toads on the way, too. Dead trees. Very romantic. I feel like the dead trees are good for, like, the metal album covers, right? Like, isn't that what you always do? Like, you and the boys, like, go look tough. Like, stand in the woods with, like, a bunch of dead trees around. Alright, here we go. Jet and this guy moving forward. Their plan isn't quite working as well as they hoped, though, because Darius and Anzu also got into their own skunks. They're not super committed on just Tier 1. Anzu looking to get that flank, but again, we see pretty often when players try to do these fancy maneuvers, what ends up happening is you get stuck into two 1v2 scenarios, and those toads got great connections on that pack of lizards. The Schoolyard Bullies are pushed back for now. I think they're kind of winning the Tier 2 war. They've got 3 Tier 1 alive at the moment. I don't know what... I don't know, did somebody follow me or something? My bot game is so bad right now, but thank you for the follow. I don't even know, like, how those sound effects are even hooked up to my OBS anymore. Okay, Schoolyard Bullies pushing forward. Are they going to have enough? This is a pretty prolonged engagement. Okay, this guy actually does have some pigeons here. That's going to help out quite a bit. Needs to pull these skunks back, let them heal up, but you don't have to go all the way home. You're going to get that expedited healing right here on the front lines. Jet and this guy both are really good with their micro, so, you know, pulling forward, pulling back your skunks with the pigeons here. As long as you're careful, it's definitely a doable task. And this guy even building into 6 pigeons here, so these skunks have a lot of potential to stay alive. Anzu and Darius trying to make their last stand, but it is too much. The constant push from this guy and Jet is able to just clear their way to the finals here. And nice. So good victory there for Schoolyard Bullies. So that means the grand finals here is going to be Schoolyard Bullies versus the Flurballs. So let me grab them. And Leon? Toothball. It's got like a million names. Yeah, because they beat Wintus. Okay, so let me change the little bit of stuff right here. Again, everybody, we are doing we're doing the 2021 Duels Championship tomorrow, 1 p.m. EST. Schoolyard Bullies and Flurball. This is a best of 5 to end the day out. A lot of fun. A couple of hiccups getting things going, but not too bad. I mean, we're only like 2 hours in, and we're on the finals, so... Okay. So let's get Flurball all in here. Good job to all the participants today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And again, sorry for some of the hiccups, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. Should be getting Floor and the boys in here soon. All right, we got Leon. We got Fleur moving in shortly. It was a lot of fun though. I'm looking forward to doing this again next time. It was weird. I was kind of on the bench today. Maybe next month I will actually play in the event. But yeah, I was talking to Heartsea. We were trying to figure out like, oh, am I gonna play? Am I just gonna cast? And I think what we ended up doing was I was gonna fill in for his team, but ended up not being needed. Yeah, next time I might sign up and play as well. It's weird though, like, I don't know. I like participating in the events, but I also think it's cool to have, like, dedicated casting coverage, you know? But honestly, I probably overthink it. Like, you, you guys don't care, right? Like, if you watch me play a match first person, you know, it's fine. It's not like we're super serious here. We're just having fun. Hanging out. Playing a great hidden gem of an RTS game. Okay, everybody's finalizing their decisions here. It might be on too much of a delay, though, as well. I don't think the delay's too bad. But yeah, PremiumBOT correctly just yelled at me for spoiling in the tournament Discord. Just trying to keep things moving. Alright, in the bottom left, we've got Ziggy and Floor, or Leon and Floor, or Toothball and Floor. Team Flurball. Over on the right-hand side, we've got this guy and Jed Erickson on Team Schoolyard Bullies. So we got a fox this time. I'm hyped for that. A couple of wolves. No Artie, no Balloon, no Owl. And only one person, well, no, two people with snakes. So we got snakes on both teams. Lots of Skunk Falcon, too. Everybody was Skunk. 5-Farm Warren coming out from Floor. See if that gets scouted. So far, Jet and this guy just looking to macro up. Do scout it. Nice mind games there from Floor, but I think they sold it a little... Yeah, they sold it a little bit too early. But this guy reacts anyways, so I guess it doesn't matter. Because Floor technically sold it right in front of this guy. But maybe he just didn't notice. Anyways, though, it's going to kind of be a no harm, no foul early game. A little bit of this and that with some pre-8 farm stuff, but nothing super committed, nothing super crazy. Did I play this game, Del? You know, I played a couple matches this morning. I should play more often. I haven't played much of anything lately. I've been moving. Then I'm mostly playing Final Fantasy XIV when I do game. That's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I did kick it up this morning, P-Boop, and played some matches. Tiki Gray whooped my butt. Actually, it was pretty close, and then he got some good turrets on me in a good spot. The delay is 90 seconds, but it does feel like 5 minutes, so I'll give you that. 1 minute's probably fine. Honestly, no delay is probably fine. I mean, nobody in this scene is really cheaters or anything, but the delay is just there, you know, so you can't have the stream up and see what your opponents are picking in the deck or hear me say things that'll give you an advantage. Plus the delay, it's like one of those things where if you're a viewer, you don't really know about. I mean, I guess we're small enough to where everyone's talking in Discord and stuff, so you kind of know, but the delay is a very good optical illusion. Like, it's hard to tell that a delay is actually happening unless I do something like ping people for the next matches beforehand. Ooh, nice reveal on those mines there. Alright, Jet moving out here with this guy. Let's see what they got. They got some squirrels, some toads, some skunks, and snakes. Ziggy and Flora look pretty ready for this. Jet's just coming in here, gonna get some harassment on that expansion going. Ooh, getting that snake pretty low. There are some pigeons here to help heal, though. Jet's starting that contain, and this is actually a big deal. If Jet is able to secure this area, it is going to be very hard for Fleurball to do well in this game. Well, actually, looking at this map a little closer, there are a lot of bases on the high ground up here. 2, 4, 6. It's not bad compared to 2, 4, 6 on this side of the map, so yeah. Even contained in these turrets, it's still pretty even economically. This is rough though, because neither side really wants to go into these chokes, you know? Okay. So this harassment from Jet will eventually get this mill. Oh, we got ferrets here from Leon. Jet probably really wasn't expecting that. You don't see ferrets too often nowadays. But they still have a nice niche role here. And this is actually one of the most like, even if this turret wasn't here, this is such a good moment to have ferrets. Because again, we're stuck in this choke, right? Like, neither team really wants to go through this choke. Because it's such a disadvantage because the concave-convex relationship and surface area and units having to find tiles to attack and all that kind of stuff. So this is like where ferrets really shine. When you're kind of stuck in these like stalematey positions where neither side really wants to hard engage and you just sit there and you poke them down, you poke them down. But we do actually have a pretty big engage here coming out. Good micro from Jet, trying to tag as many units as possible with the snakes, but I think Fleurball's got enough. Surprisingly, Fleurball did set up a nice line of surface area up there. Fleur's units on the high ground were able to shoot over the wall pretty effectively. How are we doing on economies this game? It's been so action-packed right here in the middle, I haven't really got to pay attention to that. It looks like, actually looks like, let me see, 18 to 16. So yeah, both sides are doing pretty well. A little bit of a lead for the economy of the Floorballs at the moment. What's going on up here? Okay, just a little bit of scouting. Oh, we got a fox here. I didn't even notice it. Damn, gets a ferret immediately. Big money. And again, this is a position where the fox shines as well. You know, in these spots where it's hard to hard engage. This isn't a very common occurrence in Tooth and Tail, though, and that's why I think units like the fox and the ferret aren't super meta. Because most of the time, Tooth and Tail is really about positioning and information. And once you kind of realize, you know, oh, I've got the advantage, then you push in, you know. Another big bloodbath here in the center. This time around, it looks like the Schoolyard Bullies are coming out on top. Lots of Falcons here to do a ton of DPS, a good amount of buffering units on the ground, and this Fox, piloted by Jet Erickson, is just going to get value all game long. Jet is great with his Fox control. This Fox should not die. Is there any anti-Fox repellent spray from Fleurball? They do have snakes. And they do have lizards, both of which can get the job done, but not super hard counters. Leon trying to do a lizard to harass attack with only 2 lizards. You gotta do what you can. Gets a pig. I mean, hashtag worth. This is looking a bit rough, yeah, for Fleurball, and they go ahead and tap out. They're just ready to go to the next match. They realized that they were kind of in the Boa Constrictor stranglehold there. So point on the board for Schoolyard Bullies. Okay, getting into game number 2 here of the finals. This guy needs to be careful. He's about to take his place. Let's see what we're going to have this time around. That was really fun. That was actually a really interesting game. I think the problem, though, was the first attack, where Fleurball kind of surprisingly had good surface area without going through the choke. Like, they did well there, but the follow-up from Jet and this guy, they had a much more established army at that point. They had the Fox, they had a bunch of Falcons out, and I think Fleurball got a little bit aggressive again and tried to take, you know, a similar engagement. But this time around, they were just outgunned by the composition of their opponent. So pretty tier 1, tier 2 heavy for Leon here. This guy gonna grab that wolf? I think he's had a wolf most matches. Has he been mostly running the same deck? That's what it feels like to me. Jet's changing things up this time around, getting that Artie. The Artie seems to just win games. You know, the Owl's not as performing as well as I thought it would. That might be a symptom of the fact that we've had a lot of kind of shorter matches, shorter maps. You know, we haven't been in these like really long, drawn-out 20-minute games or anything like that. And that's kind of where the Owl gets a ton of value. But in the bottom, we got the Schoolyard Bullies up a game, and up top we got Fleurballs looking to tie it up here. This is a best of 5. So Fleurball still has plenty of opportunity to come back. But yeah, I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen as many Owls. And when we have seen Owls, they've been mostly in situations where it's kind of like your last-ditch effort, your last stand, you know, trying to get those Owls out. We haven't seen Owls where it's like, you know, we're kind of in a macro game, 2-3 base economies, and building up that large, like Owl, Snake, Falcon kind of deal. But Artillery, we've seen a lot of matches today won by Artillery, in my opinion. You know, you get out on the map, use Artillery to, of course, defend your own bases, but also deny opponents' bases, and then start leapfrogging them forward. And again, as I was talking about earlier, the Artillery cannon in a 2v2 is less of an investment than in a 1v1. Its cost represents a smaller fraction of your team's overall army value, which I think is one of the reasons why it's a little bit more viable in 2v2. So, some early lizards out here from Leon, trying to move around the map, but not really getting too much done. But overall, just a very straightforward opening. I didn't quite tell, because I was blabbering off about Owls and Arties, exactly what the opening build orders were here, but it looks like there were probably, you know, 8 farm openings, or maybe 6 or 7 farm openings. Quick skunks out of this guy, and a quick expansion from Jet. It's weird, this looks like it should be Jet skunk, right? This guy putting the Warrens over here. This is actually pretty smart, you know, have some nice area to tank around. But it can be a double-edged sword, you know. If the front lines are right here, and it's like, you know, we push back and forth, but oh, I get to hit your Warrens a little bit, and I knock out a Warren or 2 every now and then. That can make the difference in the game. So, expands from both players on Fleurball. They haven't made any big decisions yet, just kind of everyone's starting to get out their tier 2s. Starting to expand up. Jet is getting very aggressive on the expansion, but some good scout here by Leon while they were trying to harass with the lizards. Sees exactly how many farms Jet has. Knows either they can try to rail down some tier 1 to punish this, or just build a bunch of farms of their own. I think the latter is probably the better option. So yeah, nice big macro game here. Another really... Look at this map. Like, this is... Is this literally symmetrical? It is. I mean, as close as you're gonna get, right? I mean, not literally symmetrical, I guess, but... Like, I've never seen a map like this before. It's just a big diamond, and then you've got gristmills on the entire outer perimeter. Like, this is sick. This actually looks like a cool custom map. If maybe it was like a little bigger, and then you had some like more intelligent ramping around, you know, these perimeter bases. This is actually going to be a really cool game. I love these macro games, but sometimes they can be a bit of a letdown, right? Because macro games are really fascinating in Tooth and Tail because the way that economies work when you juxtapose it against something like StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2. Where it's like when we have a big fat macro game like this, you're building up to armies that you're not going to be able to support again to rebuild. So there becomes a ton of decision making, and after that big first fight, now one or two things can happen. Either option A, which is the boring thing, where one army is just better. I mean, army value, let's say it's pretty even, but somebody's got the better comp or makes better micro and just slams through and then just wins the game, right? That's not that interesting. I mean, it can be cool to see, you know, explosions and monsters and exploding monsters and all that, but the real interesting part is when you build up to these big 3-4 base economies and you have these huge armies that you can't, because again, the way that mining out works in Tooth and Tail compared to like StarCraft, your 3 base economy is a very fleeting thing, right? After you build up that huge army, you can't afford to rebuild it. Like, you can't remax. It's not like Terran or Protoss who will build enough barracks that they can support production on, right? So after this big first fight happens, now you have a lot of decisions to make. Okay, what warrens am I going to sell? What warrens am I going to keep? And the game can very, very quickly devolve after like this huge spike of a late game macro game back to like the Stone Age, pretty much, where everyone's down to just a few units to low economies. And the map is already getting split here a bit. We've got balloons on the floorball side. We've got artillery on the side of Schoolyard Bullies, but we've got owls on the Schoolyard Bullies side as well, which are going to scale very nicely and also be very powerful tools after that big spike when we go back to the Stone Age. You know, as long as Jet can keep these owls alive, he's already paid for them. So he doesn't need to worry about reproducing them. I'm gonna try to come in here and get something done. Actually, no, the balloon will survive. Okay, lots of falcons and skunks. Should actually be fine against Mass Owl, I think. Especially, do they have pigeons? They do have pigeons. Yeah, they've got like skunk, snake, falcon, pigeon, wolf. Yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty to fight this. And I actually think a big balloon wall is more powerful than an arty wall, because balloons like really get exponential damage as you get more and more balloons up. And artillery does in a way, but artillery is also very vulnerable to like flying units and stuff. We got 2 engagements going on at the same time. Flora and Jet battling it out in the middle. Jet needs to be really careful with his army. Like, both snakes and owls are very susceptible to snakes. Meanwhile, Leon over here getting it done, starting to take down this guy. At the very least, knocks out that expansion of Jet Erickson. It looks like this guy has plenty to push Leon back for now. But Leon kind of, you know, maybe lost the battle, but won the war kind of situation there, you know. I think this guy probably won that more cost effectively, but Leon knocked out that very saturated base of Jets. Okay, this is getting cool. Alright, we're almost at that point that I was talking about, where the economies are going to start dipping back down. You can see bases are starting to fallow out here. And people either gotta sell things off, like you don't want units in the red. Like this guy right now, I kind of get it, like he's got the Falcons, but you gotta be careful. He does have a lot of Falcon Warrens. Jet actually starting to make some headway against Fleur here. Fleur might need to ask for reinforcements from Leon, but Leon, like, this guy can't really attack Leon, I don't think, but right when Leon steps out of position to help deal with Jet, then this guy's just gonna knock out his base. So positioning is actually really important here. Now Leon is thinking maybe he's got enough. Ooh, Jet just putting down all these farms over here, trying to get that economy back up and running. Now the whole army is here. Leon needs to back up. Does not want to take a 1v2. Fleur is not in position. Fleur trying to desperately move the units over. He's going to try to get these artillery cannons while they're undefended, but Jet sniffs it out. Going to move in time. Jet utilizing just the mice up top to help kind of be a pain for Leon, then coming back to defend his artillery. Again, we have 2 fights going on at once, and Leon actually taps out. It seemed a little... They seem to be a little bit premature on the tap-outs, but maybe not. Maybe not, to be fair. Oh, yeah, well, no, I guess that makes sense. Like, he lost his whole army, and then he was like, okay, that's it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. It was hard to tell because I was trying to watch, like, both of those fights at once. So I wasn't exactly... Like, I didn't think it was going that bad for him. But, yeah, you lose everything, especially in a big macro game like that. Yeah. That was a really cool map, though, and I'm glad we got to see it. Because it was really even. Hopefully we get some more games like that. But this is match point here for the Schoolyard Bullies. Fleurball needs to think of something. Needs to find some way to come back in these games. On the left-hand side, we've got Fleurball. And over in the top right, we've got Jet and this guy. They are a little bit split, which is never fun. And maybe, okay, does Leon have lizards? He does. So if I'm Leon here, I see my opponents are split. I think about the 5-farm double, right? It's a shame Fleur doesn't have lizards too. And this is why there was that optional rule that Kerpo was trying to invoke, I believe. Because this can be very dangerous. And this is so smart from this guy in Jet. Because I was going to say, if Fleur and Leon go for a 4-farm double, and then they attack in one of these guys, then they're just going to win, right? But this guy in Jet realized that, and they put down their own preemptive 4-farm doubles, and they put them down in such a way that's a little bit risky for the Warrens, because the Warrens aren't being protected by the pigs, but they're close to each other to help defend. And sure enough, they do come in here and they do scout the early aggression from the opponents. Now the question is, will anyone actually commit? Fleur throwing down some wire. Wire's pretty cheap though, not a big investment. Okay, Leon's gonna come in with some lizards. Get some free squirrel kills and try to get out of here. Only losing 1 lizard, so trading 1 lizard for 2 squirrels. Nicely done. But man, that was so smart from Jet and this guy. Big brain plays for sure. It was smart from both sides. Like, Fleurball identifying, okay, the opponents are split, let's rush. And then Schoolyard Bullies realizing, okay, we're split, we're probably going to get rushed. Let's go ahead and take defensive measures against that. But now we're gonna stabilize out. I guess just if you look at the units lost tab, if I had one eel, then yeah, it's a little bit better for Fleurball, but it can get weird sometimes when you're mathing out things like, oh well, Jet and this guy probably got a little bit of faster farms because Fleur threw down this wire and all that kind of stuff. But basically at this point, I think we're fairly balanced out. Yeah, it looks like, surprisingly, it looks like Fleur got the income the fastest, even though he invested in the wire. Alright, we get a campfire being taken here by Leon. More and more Tier 1. We're in a little bit of a, what I call Tier 1 chicken at the moment, you know. Where the maps are so short. You know, you kind of got Warrens out that are in pretty vulnerable spots. It's a little bit difficult to transition out of this because you're worried, all right, if I start building a bunch of Tier 2, but my opponent just keeps building lizards, they can run over us. But now it looks to be about the time where we're starting to see some Tier 2 coming out. Some skunks from Jet, some snakes from Leon. Gonna have another engagement here. Not quite sure who's got the advantage in this. The lizards, of course, do very nicely against squirrels, but good kiting from this guy, trying to not lose everything. Also really smart control from Jet there, too, pulling his units back into the safety of the mills and the farms. There's a lot of really high-level stuff going on in this game. I'm pretty impressed. And there is that Artie. This time around, it's from Fleur, but the difference is Jet scouted it immediately. You know, it always stinks when you see that Artie and it's like 60% done and you're like, crap, you know, I gotta make a decision now. Jet saw it as early as he possibly can. having the squirrels here over the lizards is nice because you can fire over the wire. Alright, they gotta make the stand. They gotta defend this artillery cannon. It looks like they will. Fleurball pushing back in game number 3. And that HP as a progress bar on the arty is a little bit misleading because it is damaged. It should be done soon. There it is. There it is. They got the arty up, and that expansion is in range. Most of the time when we've seen this sort of play happen, that's the checkmate move. But Jet and this guy are not going to give up just yet. They do have the better economy moving out, and keep in mind this was like the extra base from Jet. Jet's proper natural was behind it. So yeah, Floor and Leon are doing great in positioning at the moment, but they're falling a little bit behind on economy, and this guy realizes it now. After getting a big scout, sees that Leon's only got a campfire. Yeah, Fleur has a second base, but hasn't built any farms on it. Leon looking for some action on the flank over there. Not going to find anything. Pulls back for now. Look at all of this barbed wire defending the cannon. The problem with this cannon, though, is that it's not really locking out schoolyard bullies from economy. Because they're like, okay, fine, you denied this base, but look how many bases schoolyard bullies still can take. And there we go. Now Fleur is finally saturating up that second. Basically, when the game was like, you know, pulling his arm and like, dude, you need more economy now. It's past the 5-minute mark. He's like, fine, I'll build some farms. Same with Leon. Okay, again. Oh, that was nice. Free 60 bucks there from Leon. Snagging that mill right when it started building. Didn't have very much HP with just a few lizards. Yeah, this arty needs to move up. He needs an arty like right there, and that's what he's trying to do right now. But again, I mean, will they scatter it immediately? There it is. This arty is probably going to be more deadly. Arty range is always really surprising to me, but I'm pretty sure this artillery probably can shell down these mills as long as it has something spotting for it. And it's just so much range. And yeah, they haven't seen this one. Oh, but the wolf is out. Yeah, but what's been going on in camp schoolyard bullies here? Fox and wolf are on the board. I'm kind of secretly rooting for Fleurball here. Just because I want to see more matches. Like, if Schoolyard Bully wins here, then that's it. GG, you know. I don't care who wins the whole set, but let's see the proper best of 5 here. Nice pick off on the pig. Already about $100 worth of value with that fox. Ooh, gets a buff too. Yep, and there it is. Ooh, I don't think the artillery can quite reach the mill. Well, Fleur's not spotting all the way though. Yeah, maybe that's a little too far. Maybe artillery isn't that crazy. Ooh, this is a long line. This is kind of crazy. 2 different armies are split, but Schoolyard Bullies take the 2v1 against Leon. Knock everything out. That wolf going down to... The wolf goes down to the snakes at least. Meanwhile, Fleur actually wasn't able to get the job done in knocking out Jet's expansion there. And man, it's so crazy. This is the first time we've seen these arties get up and just not be as impactful. And it's really just because where the mills are on the map. Good Fox micro, as expected from Jet here. Picking off what he can. Just dodging all these artillery shots. Not going to get it all so far. And what's the army graphs looking like? Yeah. Okay, Fleur's actually got a strong army, but Leon, after getting wiped that one time, is in a rough spot. However, I mean, if Fleurball can bait the fight to be under these double arties, you know, that will absolutely devastate Schoolyard Bully's army. And now we got some nice snake harass. Gonna lose a snake, but should get that mill. 10 stacks of poison seems to be enough. But again, these aren't the important mills. Where it kind of is for this guy. This guy is only on 2 farms now. But Leon's not looking much better himself. He can rebuild. Man, something got down. Maybe I missed some really good fox harassment or something. This looks like a fox got in here. Yeah, Leon's got to find the money to build some farms. This might just be another case where the bigger money wins, you know? There's definitely skill in that, you know, finding the right times to come in and build those farms. You overbuild farms, you're going to die to an attack. You underbuild farms, you're going to be stuck in a position where the opponent's just got more stuff than you. So it's definitely the hallmark of a good player to know when they can squeeze in that 60 food and get out that extra farm. Here we go. Fleurball moving in a little bit, but there's so many units here from Schoolyard Bully. The shells, there's so much gas. There's way too much going on here. Jet trying to keep his injured army back. Jet on almost all tier 2 at the moment. So many snakes and skunks. And yeah, that is going to do it. Schoolyard Bullies gonna take the first monthly PremiumBOT Cup organized by Heartseed and PremiumBO. Thanks everybody for signing up. Thanks everybody for hanging out and checking out the games. I had a lot of fun today. And yeah, that is going to be it for me. I've got some plans I got to get going. But I had a great time. And we had a couple hiccups, but that's totally okay. It happens sometimes, you know. Just if you do sign up for an event, you know, please be ready to play. I get it. Sometimes things happen. But this was fun. This was a short event overall. It was about 2.5 hours, but I think it would have been more like 2 hours. I think we had a bit of a hiccup at the start, but that's to be expected. Overall, thank you so much to everyone who participated. Thanks to Heartseed. Big congratulations to Schoolyard Bullies, Jed Erickson, and this guy coming in first place. And I will be back here tomorrow. Maybe I can twist somebody's arm into casting with me. But we'll be doing the 2021 Duel finals, and that'll be at the same time we got started today, 1 p.m. EST. And that's it, folks. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you back here tomorrow. And yeah, take care.